If you're a speaker or a storyteller or even a teacher who has the freedom and autonomy to teach what they like, I strongly advocate that you always carry with you a little notebook and pen so that when ideas come up you can quickly jot them down so that they're not forgotten. Earlier on this morning I was taking a walk. I got a couple of ideas. One of them was controlled imagination, writing a descriptive scene, and the other one was this one, the degrees of knowing. The degrees of knowing. Now we all know if we look up the word knowledge, we think knowledge means knowing, and it does to some extent. But what is the degree of knowing? If we read something and we think what we read is coming from somebody in authority or somebody that we think, well, that's very creditable, it will become within us a belief. In my interpretation here, it is not a knowing. It is knowledge which has taken on a form of belief. If we believe it, it goes into our subconscious mind and therefore affects the way we look at the world, our so-called mindset. But is it really knowing in the nth degree? I can recall having quite a heated argument with a son of mine, a young son, some years ago, and I was talking about an experience I'd had which I knew to be the truth. And he said, no, it's a belief, Dad. And this went on. What's the difference between a belief and knowing? Well, a belief is something that we believe because we picked up knowledge of it. Knowing is something different. Knowing comes from a personal experience, something which has happened to us in our lifetime, some tangible thing which has gone right into us and affected us in some deep way. Knowing is experience. When we've experienced something, it is our truth. When we believe something, someone else has told us or we've read somewhere, it is someone else's belief. Not even their knowing. It could have been belief passed down from belief, all the way down the line. And if we believe it uncritically, it will affect our lives. And then comes along something which disrupts it all, a personal experience which turns everything on its head. Go with your personal experience. Go with your truth. Go with your knowing. No matter what the books say, no matter what you're told, your knowing is your truth. It might not be the truth, capital T-H-E, the truth, but it is your truth, the closest you're ever going to get to it in this lifetime. Of course, it could evolve, this truth of yours, this personal truth, and if it does, well, that's good. We'll never know it all. We'll never know it all. But if we stick by our own truth, our own experience, our own interpretation of life, we'll be far better off than if we believe what is thrust upon us by people outside of us.